Hi, I'm Peggy Kelly, and this is Good Morning Santa Paula. I want you to know that it is Wednesday, December 23rd, and we're a little early because we've got Christmas coming up on Friday, but we wanted to update everybody with things that are important to the community. And of course, our guest today is City Manager, Santa Paula City Manager Dan Singer, who is the has all the news for us, and not all of it good, but we've
Yeah,
got together and keep the dialogue open. That's all we can do, Dan. So good morning.
good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. And despite the winds that we're experiencing and the dryness, it's still another beautiful day in Santa Paula.
Yes, always. It just gets boring after a while. It's so
Yeah.
great. Now I know Monday they're expecting rain though, so that's some good news.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope so. I do. I hope so. Now, I know that they had a wonderful Santa parade last weekend, and that was part of the city's recreation department did that. And
Yeah.
congratulations! I heard that everybody enjoyed that. That was what dune buggies and what
Yeah.
else
There
did
was
you have?
dune buggies and Santa was on top of a fire truck. We had
Ooh,
music playing. Of course, a lot of the residents heard the sirens, and many who didn't know that it was a Santa parade were questioning why there were so many sirens going on. And so obviously, we got to
this
get those
is
people hooked up better into our social media accounts. Um, yeah, but it was wonderful. 3 nights of covering the whole community, and such a joy to see, the little kids that were so excited to see Santa
I
and just
yes,
come up to their windows or their front patios or out on the sidewalk and enjoy a little festivities at this difficult time.
absolutely. And Santa's a very reassuring figure.
Yes, for all of us, right?
All of us. I love Santa.
For all of us believers,
I
and it seems to me that people have really um, taken to doing more house decorating, house lights, and it's pretty impressive just driving around the community um, how decorated the town is.
It is, and I noticed that also. So bless everybody out there for making that effort to share some joy and cheer with everyone. That helps.
That's right.
And I guess also the police department had their Santa and Me a little scaled back. They had
Yeah,
Christmas deliveries. They actually went home to home, I guess.
they did. It was really fabulous, and we had really took quite some time and quite an effort. There was a lot of volunteers. Our police came in on their own time, many for days in a row, including soliciting gifts from our community. We had, I think, close to 400 families. And it turns out we even have extra money that wasn't spent. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get like some Vons gift cards and deliver back to those families some money for some groceries for
Oh,
this,
that's
this
wonderful.
holiday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way for people to shop this year. It's a great way to shop, period. Go to all our local stores, get gift cards. If you can't think of a gift, all of our stores will be able to. We've got so many fun boutiques and antique stores and restaurants and
Yeah.
salons. You can get gift cards and everything. So everybody out there, last minute gifts, don't worry. You're right here in Santa Paula. You can get whatever you need because
Amen. Shop local, keep it local. Look, we're not supposed to do anything but stay at home except for essentials. So at least stay in town, right?
yeah, stay in town. And all the stores have scaled back how many people can come in, and so social distancing remains. Masks, social distancing, and hand washing, of course, remains. You know,
Please, because on that note, as I think our audience knows, anyone who's paying attention knows that the positive case rates have just continued to go up.
yes.
We're now seeing countywide, usually about 700 or more cases a day. Those are
Mhm.
new cases. And unfortunately, along with that is the impacts to our hospitals and our healthcare workers, and for some, death.
Yes.
So it's really disheartening. And the best way we can slow down this spread is to really just try and stay at home and not interact with others. Certainly over the holidays, don't have large gatherings, don't have gatherings of any real size. Um, the vaccine is on its way, and so if we can just hunker down for the next few months, it'll slow down this spread and hopefully get us to springtime when we'll see the impacts of vaccines on a more widespread basis.
Now, have they said anything, Dan and I, have they said anything about how they track this? As far as I know, with the vaccines, you get one and then you get a booster shot.
Correct.
So I just wonder how they're going to be tracking this and
in case somebody wants to get 3 shots, you mean?
Oh, no. No. Just in general, the effectiveness, because I've heard it's almost 100% effective. Both of them are. They're in the high 90s, so you can't beat that. Yeah, that's wonderful. Now, they would be giving, like, when do you anticipate that maybe certain groups of city employees would be getting it? Like, let's say the police department that has to be in public without shields and all that they would have in the office atmosphere. Do you have any time frame for when first responders will start receiving them?
Yeah, the county has put together a tiered implementation plan. So our first responders, many of them are in that first tier. Others are kind of in the top of the second tier. And then, the members of the community who are vulnerable, either because of health conditions or because of age, many of them are in the first tier. And so it's unclear how many vaccines we'll get and when, and then how those get dispersed. But based on this tiering system, it's reasonable to expect January and February that most of that first tier are going to be eligible to get the vaccine. And then starting later in the late winter or early spring, some of that second tier will be eligible. And then it'll kind of open up to the general public. Anyone that's over the age of 16 and not covered by some of these more critical categories would be looking at being eligible to get it. And that's probably more like May, June, even July. So
oh, absolutely,
not so far off. And meanwhile, if we can slow this thing down, we'll get the better of it, like we were just in early November, for that matter.
Absolutely. And of course, the trigger to the surge was Thanksgiving.
Right.
At least they feel that was what it was, and it was the gatherings and those super spreaders. And the more people you have in a closed space, or and I know that even the directions they're giving for Christmas is just keep it down if possible to one household, just your own household. If you have another household that you're close to, everybody wears masks, try to stay outside, and everybody leaves in 2 hours. I mean, it's certainly worth it to be able to have a complete Christmas next year, or Hanukkah, or whatever the occasion is that you want to celebrate with your loved ones and your friends.
Yeah, let's hope that's just even 4th of July and a nice firework display.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see things get back to normal by this coming summer.
Yes, absolutely. And like somebody will take their thumb off the pause button. That's the way I hope it's going to go.
Right.
Now, I know we have, and we were discussing this earlier. We've got a high rate of COVID in Santa Paula. I'm very concerned about that.
We do. We really have. We have all along. I think it's not completely surprising that the number of cases here, because of our closer quarters, larger families living together, folks that may be a little less educated, or because of language barriers, may not have as much access to some of this news and information, or misunderstand it. And then some of the people of color categories are getting it at a higher percentage. And we're largely a Latino population, so we're naturally going to be just a bit higher on that scale as well.
So we also had under 65, and they still haven't gone through their heads yet. That is actually the highest rate of COVID infections. Those 65 and over have the lowest rate of infections, but they do have the highest death rate. But the highest, and they have a lower rate of infection than even juveniles, 17 and under. but the highest are the younger people. Of course, how old am I now that I'm saying younger people? But people for 18 to 45 have some of the highest rates of COVID now. The infections. And as they were saying today in the county reported that a relatively young person passed away and they had no comorbidities. They had no underlying health conditions. So I think that people have to realize now that they're just not wearing a mask to protect other people. They're actually wearing a mask to protect themselves.
Yeah.
They have to look at it that way. If they don't care about other people, then please care about yourself at least. And at least that's what I think. So what can I say?
I couldn't agree more.
Sorry about that. I think I'll fall off my soapbox now.
Look, I mean, we're all feeling frustrated that this thing is only getting worse, and you see the impact of it on all of society and on our economy and on our businesses, on our families with children, on our seniors. It's really quite depressing, and so we all have a responsibility to try and do our part.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you'd like to address, Dan, that perhaps I didn't ask you? Or
well, I'm looking forward to a fresh start in 2021. I think the city has a lot of good things going on. Thankfully, our finances are fairly stable, and so I think we're going to still be able to realize more street improvements and other important projects coming up into the spring and summer. And I'll look forward to continuing to report out on this forum on KABY and Channel 10, and look forward to having Mayor Carlos Juarez, as you guys had him as your guest last week, his first week on the job, and just supporting more community outreach, whether it's through COVID in these difficult times or prosperous times.
Absolutely, and we will be at those prosperous times, and COVID we will get through together.
And take care of that cough, would you, Peggy?
Thank you. I shall. Like I said, I think I'm just getting dizzy from being up on this soapbox now. So, but anyway, Dan, always a pleasure to see you. And
likewise, and have a wonderful Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, all of the holidays.
Oh, the New Year's will be my favorite this year. I'm sure I'm not alone there. But you also, and everybody out there also, just have a wonderful holiday. Please pay attention. Don't gather. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Social distance. This is so important, and you're the only ones that can really make the difference for all of us. So please take care of yourself and and by just taking care of yourself, you're going to take care of others. So we appreciate that. Everybody have a wonderful holiday. Again, Dan Singer, City Manager, Santa Paula. I really appreciate him coming to see us today, and thank you, Dan, and best to you and yours. Okay.
Take care.
Once again, I'm Peggy Kelly with the Mighty Santa Paula Times. You can watch this on Spectrum Cable Channel 10, the government cable channel, or on KABYTV.net. And be sure, if you're on YouTube, to subscribe, and that will help us bring you more broadcasting. So everybody have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.